Hi everyone, my name is Sarah. I work at the Cedar Mill Library. I hope you all know that the libraries continue to be here to support our communities and help in the ways we are able. And the way I'm hoping I can help you out today is to guide you through a drawing where we get to explore color. We have a fun time exploring a kind of random drawing we make with color. And I hope you had a chance to check out our other Create at Home videos and follow along. The last one I did, we drew an abstract drawing. And I hope you enjoy this one. I used colored pencils during it. I had 6 colored pencils and 1 regular pencil. So you can do this with markers, crayons, sidewalk chalk, whatever you have around. You can even find ways of doing it without color if you don't have any color around your house. You can do it with shading. That would be a really fun challenge, I think. So I used 6, and we'll talk about the colors again in the video a little bit more. But follow along or just watch it for fun, and I hope you have a good time. Thanks. Okay, let's get started on this drawing, and then we'll color it in. So the first thing we're going to do is draw 2 circles. And I have a normal printer size piece of paper. And so my first circles are going to be about an inch in, I think, what we call diameter. I don't know if it's diameter or radius. You guys can all correct me. We're going to put it here in the corner. I'm just kind of going freely. I'm not going to try and make these perfect at all. And you can see I did try to keep the space between the edge of the paper and the circle about the same, but it's okay if it's not perfect. I'm going to draw about a 1-inch line below or above each circle. And then I'm going to use the edge of the paper as a guide. And I'm just going to bring that line down again to about a 1/4 of an inch away from the bottom. I'm going to do the same thing over here, only up. You'll find you're better at doing up or down, and I'm going to take this line down all the way. It might be easier for you to go up, it might be easier for you to go down. It's fine to rotate your paper around. I'm not going to do it because it would confuse us, I think. But you're free to do it. You also, again, can always use a ruler if you're that type of person that really wants these to be straight. But I'd like to encourage you to kind of freehand this because I think it's more fun and it takes a little bit of the pressure off of it. So now I'm going to repeat circles. I'm putting one kind of opposite. 1 circle at the top and 1 circle at the bottom. It's pretty close to this other line. It's not too far away. And there's a reason, because we're going to keep building towards the center, and we don't want it to get too tight there in the center. So I'm repeating what I did. Instead of the edge of the paper, I'm using the edge of the line I drew. Now I'm pressing pretty hard, so that I hope that you can see it well, but you can consider pressing a little softer. That way this line won't show up as much and you have a little bit more flexibility in what you do with your drawing in the future. But I think when you're getting started, controlling your pressure is a challenge. So just however it turns out is absolutely fine. You're pressing hard, you're pressing soft. That's the way you draw. And there's nothing wrong with the way you draw. Okay, as you can see, I'm just doing circles, lines, and then bringing this down to make a rectangle. I'm bringing this up to make a rectangle. I hope you can see that these are really kind of imperfect. I'm sure you can see that. We don't have consistent spacing. Some of these aren't very circular, and that's absolutely fine. So now we're going to get into our colors. That was the drawing. Oh, sorry, that wasn't the drawing. There's one more step. This step is we're going to make some lines. So we're going to make 3 lines. I'm going to kind of repeat 3 because my brain kind of works like that sometimes. So I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to move to somewhere else. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. You can see I'm moving around. I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just kind of, where do I end up next? It doesn't matter. These are all different. So now each of my rectangles has 3 lines in it. Now we move on to the color. I have 6 colors. I chose these colors pretty strategically. I made a version where I just grabbed random colors and it turned out fine. And that's where the fun in this comes, is you could grab, if you have a bunch of different yellows, you could grab all yellows. If you have a bunch of different blues, same thing. You could do yellows and blues or anything. But these are kind of colors I found. They're a little dusty is the word I'm going to use. I have a couple. These 2 are a little brighter, and these are all a little bit subdued. But the fun in this is that you're going to make your own color combination. So I'm just going to grab a color and color in a circle. I'm going to color in one. Each circle is going to be a different color. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to fill in the rectangles. You can see that our lines that we drew created different rectangles, a lot of different rectangles inside of our big rectangle. So when I said I was going to do 3, I'm going to jump around and I'm going to do 3 different rectangles filled with each color. And I'm going to make sure I just kind of go random, and I'm not going to do more, I'm not going to put one color in the same big rectangle to start with. I'm just going to jump around anywhere I feel like going. Alright, I did 3 with that blue, and so I'm going to do 3 with another color. I'm just going to randomly grab a color and start coloring. You know, one of the things I like about this project is there's an element of randomness to it. We chose our colors. We might have chosen them at random. That would be kind of fun. But either way, we chose our colors and we made the shapes very deliberately. We chose circles and rectangles. But other than that, this coloring portion, I really want you to just feel free to like do anything. Just kind of turn your mind off and watch the color come onto the page, and don't really even think about which color comes next and where it's gonna go. Just let it be a little bit random. And I don't know if that will be easy for you or not, but I think it's something that we hear a lot of talk about right now, living in uncertainty, since we're all living in uncertainty in a big way right now. And to me, making this drawing kind of reflects that, because at the end, what we've created had such an element of uncertainty, and I think that's kind of interesting. Okay, I had to take a little break to sharpen all my pencils, but now I've used each pencil, each color, 3 times. And now I'm just going to fill in what's left. And I do need to be a little bit more careful with this go around, just because I don't want to end up with the same color more than once in each rectangle. Now that's a rule I just made up for myself for this drawing. You don't have to follow that rule. You can make your own rules, or you can break your own rules. By all means. And you definitely don't have to follow my rules. So feel free to fill these in any way you see fit, whatever's driving you today. Oops, I guess I'll use a different color for that one, huh? Okay, I'm just going to spend a couple minutes and like touch a few of these up a little bit. Some of them I'm not quite happy with how they've been filled in. But I hope you've noticed I've moved pretty quick through this. And sometimes it's just fun to make a drawing without any pressure, just for the sake of doing it and seeing what comes out of it, and not trying to make it perfect. By all means, especially doing it on a smaller scale, you can try different colors and different experimentations and see what you like best. You can make a really nice version based on this concept, like a really polished version. But that's not what we're doing today. Today we're just coloring. We're making our own abstract art with color, just for fun. And I hope you notice again, I'm using lots of different strokes. I'm moving my hand around in a lot of different ways. And I'd really like to encourage you to explore the movement that you use to create marks. A lot of us, we tend to go up, down, side to side, side to side. We don't allow ourselves to freely move around. And it really adds some dynamic elements to your drawing. So just let loose. All right, honestly, we're done. You could take a black colored pencil or a brown, any color. You could use any color you want, a dark color, and you could trace around these outside lines, which might make an interesting result. You could color the background, kind of a neutral color or any other color. Maybe even just a light version of one of these would be interesting. You could do anything you want. But this was just a fun, quick version of an abstract drawing with color that we made. And so I hope that you spend some time. One of the things I like to do with it is look at patterns that developed out of that kind of randomness. Like look at how these kind of mauve colors just repeat in a line. I think that's kind of interesting. Like where did the darker blue end up? How does the yellow, the popping colors, look at how those two, like we have the blue and yellow and blue and yellow. It's kind of interesting to see how that all worked out. And I could spend a lot of time, and surprising a lot of time, just thinking about the randomness that produced that. So I hope you spend a little time looking at your drawing and make maybe a few different versions of it. And I hope you had fun today. Thank you. Well, I hope your drawing turned out pretty good and that you're happy with it, and that if you're not happy with it, I hope you do another one. And I would really love to see the drawings that you're making. It has been incredible for me to see the ones that I have been able to see. So if you make something, even if it's nothing like what we did today, I'd love to see it. Be sure to share it in the comments. And check out all of our social media websites, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, all of them. You can find our other Create at Home videos there and all sorts of good stuff. So take care of yourselves and take care of the people around you, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, everyone.